We've been told constantly by people in the media, by Barack Obama's supporters. Barack Obama was born in Hawaii, so he's a citizen of the United States. Therefore, he is eligible to be president. Well, this is Article 2, Section 1 of the Constitution. Let's look at just the first half of this paragraph. No person, except a natural-born citizen, or, very important, or, a citizen of the United States at the time of the adoption of this Constitution shall be eligible to the office of President. This Constitution, most people are unaware, but there was a prior Constitution known as the Articles of Confederation that was composed in the years 1776, 1777. It was finally ratified in 1781. And yes, there were many presidents before George Washington. But George Washington was the first president of the United States under this Constitution. He was a citizen of the United States at the time of the adoption of this Constitution. Barack Obama was not a citizen of the United States at the time of the adoption of this Constitution. Therefore, he is not eligible if he is simply a citizen. All persons today have to be natural-born citizens to hold the office of president. A natural-born citizen is a person born within our country to U.S. citizen parents. A native-born citizen is simply a person that has been born within our nation, irrespective of whether their parents are U.S. citizens or not. This is the United States versus Wong Kim Ark, a Supreme Court case from 1898. Wong Kim Ark was a person of Chinese descent who was born within San Francisco in 1873. As you can see right here, his parents were of Chinese descent and subjects of the Emperor of China. So they certainly were not citizens of the United States. In 1890, his parents left to go back home to China, and Wong Kim Ark accompanied them. When he returned, he was allowed entry into the United States by the customs collector on the sole ground, as I highlight here, that he was a native-born citizen of the United States. So Wong Kim Ark was considered to be a native-born citizen of the United States, not a natural-born citizen. And once again, both of his parents were foreigners, subject to the Emperor of China. So don't let anyone tell you that native-born is the same thing as natural-born. It certainly is not. Now here is Barack Obama's own website, Fight the Smears. And on his page, the truth about Barack's birth certificate. Let me blow this up a bit. It says smears claiming that Barack Obama doesn't have a birth certificate aren't actually about that piece of paper. They're about manipulating people into thinking Barack is not an American citizen. Well, I'm afraid not. That's not the truth. What they are talking about is that he has never produced that piece of paper. He has only produced a digital image purporting to be a genuine document. But not to digress too far from what I've been talking about, you'll notice right here, it says the truth is Barack Obama was born in the state of Hawaii in 1961, a native citizen of the United States of America. Remember, I showed you what the Constitution said. The Constitution does not require the president be a native citizen. The Constitution requires the president to be a natural-born citizen of the United States of America. Barack Obama does not claim to be a natural-born citizen. His supporters have been making that claim for him. The media has been making that claim for him. A native citizen is not eligible to be president. Only a natural-born citizen is eligible to be president. Also, if you look at the bottom of the page here, you'll see it says when Barack Obama Jr. was born on August 4th, 1961 in Honolulu, Kenya was a British colony, still part of the United Kingdom's dwindling empire. As a Kenyan native, Barack Obama Sr. was a British subject whose citizenship was governed by the British Nationality Act of 1948. That same act governed the status of Obama Sr.'s children. In other words, Barack Obama, because he was a descendant of a British citizen, he was subject to the British government, and his citizenship status was governed by the British Nationality Act of 1948. He obtained British citizenship the moment he was born. He is not a natural-born citizen. But as I show you again in the top, he doesn't claim to be. His supporters do. The media does. But here you have the truth of it, right in plain sight. Barack Obama only claims to be a native citizen of the United States. Therefore, he would not be eligible to be President of the United States. Thanks for listening.